Come on in, y'all. Welcome to Married First Sight Season 16. And this is the after party, y'all. This is the after party. And come on in because we got a lot to talk about because on this after party, there was Shaq, there was Jasmine, and then there was Mac. And we got a lot to talk about. And Shaq showed up in his red suit with his red tennis shoes. Y'all need to watch my Shaq and Kirsten video. If you didn't watch it, I'm telling you, I don't feel sorry for Shaq no more because these two, Kirsten and Shaq, are two peas in a pod. Two peas in a pod, same personality. They like to be seen. They like to look good. They like to be showy. They like to be about some of this, a little bit of superficial stuff. So I have no remorse and sorrow for Shaq anymore because Kirsten is exactly what he asked for, and he is happy, y'all. He is happy. So if he's happy, I'm happy. But he showed up talking about, Keisha was like, how did y'all feel? And Jasmine was saying she was happy because her man is a 9.5. He's good looking. I definitely watched my video on her too because I'm telling you, I figured out Jasmine gonna be a bit of a problem. But anyway, Shaq said him and Kirsten figured out they got a lot of things in common. And right after the wedding, they figured out they both like breakfast. Call it brunch because you know that's what it is, Shaq. Y'all both like brunch. Y'all both like to go to brunch. Let me tell you, Shaq is really who Mirla wanted before. A man who wants to go to brunch, a man who likes to dress, a man who has a good job, and all these other kind of things. That's who Mirla wanted. And so let me tell you, Shaq was like, we got a lot of things in common because in my video, please watch it, Kirsten is Shaq's dream girl. Dream girl. It's the girl he's been dreaming about his entire life. I believe it. And Mac over here, like I watch my video on him too. He is a drinker. I'm not gonna call him an alcoholic. He's a drinker. He likes to drink, and on this after party, you know how they make little special drinks. Most people take a sip, go, oh, that's good, and they put it down, and they become present for the interview or the whole show. Not Mac. Mac held on to that glass and was sipping it the whole time. And he had that flask at that wedding. Mac is a drinker. That's why he's always red in the face. He a drinker, y'all. He sells weed. He smokes weed. He drops out of college. He likes to drink, and then his mama and all them are mad because he ran off and is a rebel in the family. Now he ran off and married this black woman. I told y'all I know who Mac is, but he a drinker. He likes fast cars, fast women, and he likes to drink and smoke. And he's from Flint, Michigan. People, but they call it the family daiquiri. That was the drink of the day because all these family members was like getting too far into it. I know they probably told all the family members and everybody to ask a lot of tough questions, but some of these people, I think it was their natural personality anyway. But you could tell the producer set some of the family members up, especially that mama of Nicole's. I think they told him to go hard in the paint, and you could tell. But some of these people are naturals out. Like Eris's cousin, she's a natural. Like I said, she ain't no real cousin because she wasn't cousin in the right way. She a play cousin. She a cousin. Not by blood, by marriage. So that ain't no real cousin. They could get married and have babies. And that's what she really wanted. That woman wanted to get married and have babies with Eris. And Jasmine knows it. In fact, they brought up the scene and they said, what do you think about this scene, Jasmine? And Jasmine was like, I didn't like it. At that moment in time, he needed support and she wasn't giving it to him. Jasmine is a beauty pageant girl. She has seen mean girls and girls trying to come after men before. She knew what she saw when she saw on that screen. Jasmine says, I've been in the pageant world a long time. I've seen a lot of girls who like to scrap for men and who like to compete with women. And she knows a woman that's trying to compete with her when she sees it. And she saw it because when that woman sat down with her and started talking about her too, Jasmine was like, I know who you are. I've been in the pageant world. I've seen women like you before. That cousin was a mess. Even Shaq said if that cousin would have been at his wedding, he would have uninvited her and told her she had to leave. Shaq was, you ain't going to come in here and turn off my spouse or start doing all this. He was like, you would have to leave. I heard that. Yeah, that cousin was doing too much. And they asked Mackinley, do you think Eris was ready for marriage? At first, he almost choked on his drink. But he was like, yeah. And then he also let us know that he's the closest to Eris and Shaq. So he liked to hang out with Eris and Shaq the most. And that's what he said. But he said, yeah, he thought Eris was ready for marriage. And if you watch my video, I think Eris is ready for marriage too. I really do. he's ready for marriage with the right woman. But if the right woman don't come along, he'll stay out in them streets. He really, really will. And watch my video. Like I said, I'm kind of getting a little scary with the two, not because of Eris, but mainly, actually, to be honest with you, because of Jasmine. Jasmine's got a little bit of stiffness to her. She's not lighthearted. She's very serious. I don't see her being as playful. And like I talk about in the video, I don't see her making as many concessions or kind of bending as much as I would like to see her do. And I think she's going to need to do some bending with Eris, and I don't see her willing to do it quite yet. I hope it shows up. I really do hope it shows up. She's told the cute story that, her father, who's a pastor, which we know, we thought, well, why didn't he marry her? But the pastor who actually married them was actually the pastor from her church, which was kind of sweet. And because her father said, even though he's a pastor, he said he didn't want to marry them. He wanted to be the dad. He wanted the opportunity to walk her down the aisle and be the father. I thought that was really, really sweet. That's a real daddy's girl right there. I'm saying that's what a daddy's girl does. When the father says, oh no, I'm not going to show up as pastor. I want to show up as your father because you're my daughter. We got over here Kirsten talking about she a daddy's girl and her daddy didn't even show up. That was a daddy's girl move that Jasmine's dad made, and I loved it. I actually loved that. They were trying to say that Mac looked like Dom's stepfather. I think that's the stepfather, not the real father. And Mac was like, I may look like him, but guess what? He didn't like me. He said that man wouldn't even make eye contact with him, wouldn't even look at him. And to come to find out, it was because Mac, when he got to the wedding, he didn't even go up and introduce himself to the mom, Dom's mom. He didn't, not Dom's mom, because she was walking Dom down the aisle. He didn't go and introduce himself to the dad. And I believe he said the dad felt a bit slighted. Well, guess so. Why wouldn't you even go to walk up to the dad and say, hey, I'm Mac? Mac ain't got no manners. I'm telling you, Mac likes to drink. Mac here is out in these streets, y'all. He tries to act like he gets run over by women. He may get run over by women because he chooses fast women, fast cars, and women with big boobs. And they may run over him because the women is probably from the streets. Like he said before, he's used to choosing women with no jobs. So let me tell you, they're out here doing him over too. But Mac tried to clean up that little scene with that mama where the mama was looking at Dom, and like we all know, it wasn't a good look. And he says, oh, no, it had nothing to do with Dom. It was just that, they were all just taken aback by this wedding. And he told us that even at one time, the grandmother or the mother, I can't remember, had offered him $50,000 not to get married. It wasn't because they had seen Dom, because this was before the wedding. But this family was trying to talk him off the ledge and offered him $50,000 like he could be bribed because he broke. People don't offer you money unless they know you need money. And they knew he needed some money. And they said, we'll give you $50,000 not to do it because we're tired of your shenanigans. We're tired of you being the rebel in the family. Here you are. You didn't go to college like your other brothers. You moved away from all of us. You moved to LA. You in the fast cars, fast women. You out here selling weed. You out here drinking all the time. And now you out here about to get married to some woman you don't even know. And the next thing we know, we find out it's a black woman too. And we ain't even seen you with no black woman. This family is a fit to be tied. He tried to say that he's used to dating Latino women and white women. And he said, oh yeah, and a few black women. No, he didn't. He might have slept with a few black women, but he never dated no black woman seriously because that family was surprised. They had never seen that man with a black woman and they were surprised. That's what it was. I'm not saying it's racism. They were surprised and they're like, here we go again with this Mackinley out here. This kid, this man, he likes to go against the family at every turn. That's what they're looking at with him. I told you about this about Mac. Dom is going to be the person who is going to get got by Mackinley. Everybody thought poor Mackinley is going to get overtaken by Dom. No, that's not what's going to happen. It is a Mackinley is going to be running over a Dominique. Dominique is controlled by her mama. That mama controls a Dominique. She filled out the application. She probably picked out that ugly dress that she's wearing, that ill-fitting dress. She told Dominique, you want to be a stay-at-home mom with kids. Dominique's like, I don't want that. That mama trying to have a Dominique live the life she lived or she wanted to live. That ain't what Dominique wants. Like Dominique, let me tell you, Dominique is too young for this process. And Mackinley's mind, Dominique ain't ready for it. She thinks she running things out here in Nashville streets. not with Mackinley, not with Mackinley. Then they started talking, but then they started also talking to Shaq about that, cheek kiss at the wedding. And Shaq also mentioned to us that, what was interesting about the kiss is when he leaned in and she leaned in to kiss, and and Kirsten gave him the cheek, that he said he was backing up after the cheek kiss, and she pulled him in closer. And he said he was kind of in a little bit getting mixed signals, like, what you want? You want me to kiss you on the cheek again? And he also let us know that later on in the wedding day, Kirsten's friends came up to her and said, hey, you know what? If you would have asked her that she really does want to kiss you, but you didn't ask to kiss her, and that's why she didn't kiss you. And so he was like, oh, I didn't know that was the thing, but now I know that she's a virtuous woman. Please, that girl wouldn't kiss you even if you asked her to kiss you, Shaq. But anyway, Shaq, keep telling the story the way you want to tell it. But he was basically saying about the mixed signals that Kirsten is saying. And like I tell you in my video with that, she definitely likes to play the hard to get. And it is a lot of mixed signals that she probably does send to men in dating, because she likes to play the hard to get role. But that was a little interesting story that he had told about that whole kiss thing. And then Mackinley was like, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know that already, Shaq, because I was told to ask for the kiss first. That's why he asked Dominique. That's why he asked Dom for the kiss first, because he was told by everybody else, before you kiss her, you should ask first. And he said, I'm surprised you, Mr. Dapper, Mr. God-fearing, Mr. Know all the right things to do. You didn't ask that question. You didn't know how to ask that question. So Mr. Shaq, he slipped up a little bit, because he and old girl Kirsten, they got a lot of things alike. They do like the package. They like the package to appear perfectly. So he slipped up on that one. He didn't play the chivalry protocol correctly the way he should have. But then also Shaq reveals that the line sister was the one that told him about that Kirsten really wanted to kiss her. And that means to tell us that Kirsten is a sorority girl, and I believe that Shaq is a fraternity boy, fraternity man. And that's why I tell you in my video about them, they're two peas in a pod. And Kirsten is the girl that Shaq has wanted his whole life. I'm not gonna go into it here. You gotta listen to my Kirsten and Shaq video, because I go into it real deeply of why I've changed my mind on these two. But he let us know that she's a sorority girl. He more than likely is a fraternity guy. And they're two peas in a pod, y'all. They are two peas in a pod. And then another thing Jasmine let us know was she didn't talk too much to Eris's family. She said, but she did really love Eris's mom, and thought Eris's mom was the sweetest woman ever. But she didn't talk to a lot of his family. Why, Jasmine? Why didn't you talk to a lot of Eris's family? Watch my video on Eris and Jasmine. I'm telling you, I have a lot of new things about Jasmine, and I'm starting to realize that Jasmine isn't the most warm and fuzzy person at all. And now to find out that you didn't talk that much to his family, why? Why not? Were you just partying with your own family? Why wouldn't you be trying to listen and talk to as many of the family members as you could? And I'm going to tell you, there's a part about Jasmine that I believe is all about, she kind of is all about just what she wants and what she wants to do. Hence those 12 dogs that she got. No, 13. What is it? 9 puppies and 4 dogs. And when Eris was on the show this week talking about he's uncomfortable with that, and she said nothing. That's what she said. She said nothing. She laughed as if to say, well, that you're going to have to get used to it. And remember, I told you when I saw that matchmaking special, she had that a nasty couch. And I was like, well, that couch sure is nasty. And now I know why the couch is nasty, because she's got 13 dogs. And for her to have a couch that nasty means she doesn't care about anybody who may want to come over her house and sit down. That's also a tip. I'm telling you, Jasmine, watch my video. I ain't going to go into it here on this after party. But what else did they talk about? Jasmine talked about how her mom, her sister all have matching tattoos that say fearless. That was another thing that came out. They said that the line sister of Kirsten told Shaq that he needs to have a lot of patience with Kirsten. I believe it, because I think Kirsten plays hard to get. I think she plays these things like the 90-day rule. I think she's one of those girls. I think she's a 90-day rule girl. She likes you to chase her. I think she does all those types of things. So I work hard, Shaq. I really believe that line, sister. And what else? Mac said Dom's grandmother was super nurturing and nice. Probably that mama wasn't. I don't think that mama gonna like Mac because, like I said, Mac is a drinker. He dropped out of college. He sells weed. He drives fast cars. He doesn't have a place to stay. He's broke, and they're trying to bribe him with $50,000. That mama is not gonna like Mac because when that mama signed up Dom, she said she wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom, and Mac ain't giving no vibes that he's gonna make a woman a stay-at-home mom. Them families didn't like each other. His family didn't like Dom, and her family didn't like him. This is a disaster, y'all. A disaster. But watch my other videos, y'all. I go much more into depth about the couples. Please watch the video. Talk to you later. Bye.